of golf activities that he's responsible for at a number of venues in a number of places, especially down at the Retreat down south of Fort Worth here in Texas. But he will be back with us on Wednesday for the Valero Open recap preview. And then we will see him later in this show as he ding, ding, ding cashed in a couple of tickets for the Houston Open. So we'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But what a week for Min-Woo Lee. And, you know, of course, golf tournaments don't ever come easy to people unless your name is
Scotty Scheffler.
And even then, he's had difficulties, especially this season. But Min-Woo Lee not only had to keep his composure through the final 9 holes, he had to do so with
Scotty Scheffler
right on his tail. And man, for a guy that's never won on the tour before, that had to be an absolutely nerve-wracking experience to look over at that leaderboard as you're, with a couple of holes left, and
Scotty Scheffler
is literally a stroke back. And as it turned out, Min-Woo Lee had what it took, and Scotty Scheffler did not. But one of the most electric players on the PGA Tour literally danced his way into the winner's circle this past week as Min-Woo Lee did just enough at the Memorial Park golf course there in Houston to claim his first career PGA Tour victory over Scotty Scheffler and Gary Woodland. Also, what a week for Gary Woodland. We'll get into that in a little bit. Min-Woo Lee, of course, finishing at 20 under to secure that one-stroke victory. His triumph makes him the 5th first-time winner on the PGA Tour this season, as the Australian joins Thomas Dietrich, Brian Campbell, Joe Highsmith, fellow countryman Carl Phillips. The victory in Houston may be his first on the tour, but it's his 5th worldwide as a pro and his first since the 2023 Australian PGA Championship. To the victor go the spoils, and Lee has now locked up a berth in the rest of the 2025 signature events. He vaults to number 16 in the FedEx Cup standings. He'd already qualified for the next 4 major championships, but now he can add a new stop on his calendar next year at the Century Tournament of Champions, if that's what he decides he wants to do. And there's no reason why I see that he wouldn't. He's just 26. He fired a career-best 64 on Friday to move into contention before outdoing himself Saturday alongside Scotty Scheffler. Lee left the Texan in the dust thanks to a stellar 63. On moving day, he rocketed past the top player of the game and everybody else, setting himself up nicely for the win. He began the final round with a 4-stroke lead over Toasty. He eased into the round with an easy birdie on the par 5 third. That extended his lead to as many as 5. Despite hitting only one fairway on the front 9 and needing to take relief for an unplayable lie on number 8, he raced into the second 9, 2 under on his round, and with the tournament well in his control, we thought. Back-to-back birdies at 12 and 13 looked like it did just enough to fend off challenges from Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler, but Scheffler would not go down without a fight. He got the putter rolling in the middle of his back 9. He connected on 4 straight birdies on 13 through 16. And then right as Scotty Scheffler was surging, Min-Woo Lee sunk his tee shot on the par 5 16th. He hit his tee ball off the map into the water, lining the right side of the hole, and he did well to walk off the green with his first bogey of the weekend. However, in doing so, he saw that lead over Scheffler go down to just 1 stroke. And that was not a pretty shot, by the way. It just shows we're all human, right? Scotty Scheffler saw a chance for the tie, but it slipped away on the very easily parable 17th, par 4. He couldn't convert a 20-foot putt. Another par arrived on the par 4 18th after he missed the green from the middle of the fairway. just an inexplicably, it's easy for me to say, poor shot by Scotty Scheffler, I thought, out of the middle of the fairway. And he was at least a full club length short on the approach to 18. I don't know if they talked about it on the telecast. I don't know if he hit it fat or what the situation was, but it was a very uncharacteristic shot from Scotty Scheffler. And it cost him really an opportunity to tie to go into extra innings there with Min Woo Lee. But Min Woo Lee stood there at 20 under. His sporadic driver appeared again as he missed the fairway left, shot the green long. He lagged his third shot from 70 feet to inside of a foot, and that was when he knew, and the rest of us knew, that he had it wrapped up. And I thought one of the best moments, think about a guy who's never won on the PGA Tour, after he hit that little chip shot to within a foot from off the green, you kind of saw him doing the fist bump like this. He knew it, hitting his chest. And when it became his turn for that little tap in to win the tournament, you didn't see nerves really. You didn't see any nervous posturing, just any awkwardness from him. You saw him walk up and stand over the ball with a foot on either side of it, facing the hole like he was lining up a 15-foot putt. It was really funny. And then he giggled and backed off of it and then sank the putt to win. So just an absolute masterpiece from Min Woo Lee for his first, and I say masterpiece, it's because he won. He clearly did not play his best golf all weekend. He had his moments with a couple of days with those low scores, but I've seen better from him, which is the odd part, and especially when you've got Scotty Scheffler hot on your heels, and it just takes one mistake for Scotty to take over, and he did not blink, and I thought that showed a lot from Min Woo Lee. Johnny's very, very happy with the Min Woo Lee, as we will get into cashing in on the ticket for the win for Min Woo Lee. And again, I just thought it was a superb performance all around. And we'll get into some of the grades on some of the guys here as we continue from the rough right here on FanStream Sports, as we continue the recap of the 2025 Houston Open and Min Woo Lee's first win. But first, we got to pay some bills. We're going to take our first break of the show. I'm IndyCarTim. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. PGA of America member Johnny Gerber, the star, the absolute shining star of the show, out on golf duty as PGA of America member. Golf professionals often are. But we will have him back on Wednesday as we preview the Texas Open. And you will hear him later in the show as he cashed a couple of tickets on his card on his winning picks. Remember, you guys, if you are not following, you're not winning. And we'll get into some of those for you here towards the end of the show. I narrowly missed one on my dartboard picks, which literally mean nothing. But still makes me feel a little bit good that I ever come close. And I did cash in a couple of weeks, or was it? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. I think with the top 10. But Johnny's picks are the ones you want to pay attention to. Johnny's picks are the ones that make you some money. But let's get into some of the notable names on the leaderboard at the 2025 Texas Open, and let's grade them, shall we? Of course, Minwoo Lee with his win, A++++, or if you're in elementary school, that's the equivalent of like a check plus plus. They still do that in elementary school. We used to just get checks and then check plus, and then the rare occasion you'd get a check plus plus. Ooh, doggy. You were rolling. I remember those days. Or you get a star next to your name on the board. I mean, I know they don't have chalkboards anymore. Probably all digital iPad stuff up on the wall now. But, yeah, it was a big day when you had your name up on the board because you did something good instead of your name up there with X's next to it, which was usually my case. But it is what it is. Hope you kids are behaving out there in school, unlike mine, as mine rarely do any of that stuff. But let's get into some of the also-rans for the Valero Open. For the Houston Open. Good God, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Of course, the A+ for Minwoo Lee. Then you had at T2 at 19 under, you had some guy named
Scotty Scheffler.
And Gary Woodland finished at 19 under, just one shot back. You know, the last time Scotty Scheffler placed runner-up in Houston, he finished ahead of the rest in his next start at the Masters. So we will see how that bodes for him this year. But plenty has changed in the year since. He's gearing up for his big defense at Augusta. He looked kind of more like the Scotty Scheffler that we saw from last season. This past weekend, as he's struggled a lot this year. I love to see Scotty struggle. Am I in the minority with that? By the way, you guys are welcome to comment underneath the video. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, please comment and let me know all the idiotic things you think I'm saying. Or if you're listening to the recorded podcast, you can always reach out to us on the FanStream Sports Studio text line 214-937-0569. 214-937-0569. Just save it in your phone. Just save it in your phone so that way we always have it. You always have it if you save it in your phone. And then you can just God dang it, that idiot. I cannot wait to frickin' tell him what I think of this garbage that he's spouting out right now. Beep, boop, ba, boop, beep, boop, beep. There you go. And we do monitor that. It is open 24/7. It does not have to be during a live show. We will see it. We'll reply to you. Make sure you tell us your name and where you're from before you make your point so we can credit you properly and possibly even reply to you in real time. But Scotty's playing much better this past week going into Augusta than he has the rest of the year. He tied the course record on Friday. He gobbled up greens in regulation. He led the field in proximity to the hole. He drove the ball well, put together his best putting performance in 4 years. Made 61 of 63 putts outside or inside of 10 feet on the week. That is the best mark of his career. So some indications that
Scotty Scheffler
is finding his way back, and look out everybody else. Gary Woodland, the 2019 U.S. Open champion, came roaring home Sunday with a course record tying 62 to notch his best finish since undergoing brain surgery back in September of 2023. Yeah, that's something I need to consider. He seems to be playing pretty well. Maybe my game will improve. After he played his first 14 holes in 4 under, he rolled in a 10-footer on number 15 for birdie and a 35-footer on number 16 for eagle. He stuffed his final approach to tap-in distance and was greeted with a standing ovation from the Houston faithful as he made his walk up to the last green. He jumps nearly 50 spots now in the FedEx Cup standings to number 46. You cannot give Woodland or Scotty, I think, anything other than an A for their performance this past week. Just throwing absolute darts on the course, Woodland was. Let's talk a little bit about our T5 at 15 under. Rory McIlroy, who seemed to be a little bit under the radar for everybody this week, as all eyes were on Minwoo Lee and Scotty at times. It was his first start at Memorial Park. He experienced the full gambit when combined with the weather. He snuck his way into the weekend. He made the most of the second half of this tournament with rounds of 65 and 64 to climb inside the top 5. He was talking on Saturday about wanting to drive the ball better, and he did just that on Sunday after turning the loft down on his driver a bit during the post-round range session. He goes for the career Grand Slam for the 11th time in a couple of weeks here at Augusta, where first-round scoring has been a bugaboo for him, with only one sub-70 round at Augusta on Thursday in the past 10 years. I gave Scotty an A-. Or I'm sorry, Rory. I gave Rory an A-. Again, it was his first start on this course, so we'll give him that. A little unfamiliarity, I think, cost him a couple of strokes, but all in all, it was a good comeback from a rough start early in the week to a great weekend for him. Let's talk a little bit about my buddy, not Johnny's. Apparently, he's on Johnny's list still. Also at T5 at 15 under. That is Wyndham Clark, our good buddy, Wyndham Clark. It was his first top 10 finish of the season, and it could not have come at a better time for him as he returns from a neck injury that took him out of the Players' Championship. He made the cut right on the number and put together his most well-rounded performance of the year, surging up the leaderboard over the weekend. He ranked second in greens in regulation and inside the top 5 in terms of driving distance. So there's still some areas that he needs to clean up as we approach Augusta, but that combination has proven to be successful for him at Augusta. We look very forward to watching him in a couple of weeks. And I gave Wyndham a B+. I didn't think he had a horrible week altogether. Again, like Rory, he didn't start the week very well, but he came back over the weekend and made the most of it. Let's get into some of our guys maybe that disappointed me a little bit, and there's a couple here. T27 at 9 under, Jason Day. I still don't know what to think of Jason Day, and I wish Johnny was here to give us his take. He's a former world number one. We know he was teeing it up for the first time since the Arnold Palmer, and so there was some rust. I get it. But in a season where his iron play has matched his game from 10 years ago, which is good, he just couldn't get anything going with the scoring clubs this week. His short game helped him out, but without the influx of birdie opportunities that everybody else on the course was facing, he got left in the dust. All in all for him, probably a good, solid final tune-up for the Masters, where he'll be looking for his first top 20 finish since 2019. But overall, I didn't think Jason Day had that great of a week. I gave him a C-. Not that he cares. And then my final guy here, one of my guys at 5 under, finished T51, the 6th-time PGA Tour winner, Ricky Fowler. He was in need of a high finish to secure a Masters invitation, and he could not get it done. He now has to win next week's Texas Open to get the final spot in the field for the year's first major championship. If he plays like he did this week, he's going to have a rough time. He didn't shoot a single round over par at Memorial Park, but did no better than 2 under across the 4 days. His ball striking continues to be a little sporadic, I think, and even more concerning, his short game is letting him down with regularity. So, don't like Ricky Fowler's game, and as much as I wanted to see him at Augusta, I don't think it's happening, buddy. Ricky will get to come watch with us on TV that week. My birthday week, he can come celebrate my birthday with me. One of the reasons I love the Masters is because it's always around my birthday, April 7th, for those of you listeners that would like to send me, I don't know, a sleeve of balls, maybe a classic Big Bertha driver or something, or a pair of antique steel spike FootJoys from the 80s. Are those antiques? That's when I wore FootJoys, was in the 80s. I guess I'm an antique too. I don't know. But Ricky, I gave him a D. I didn't want to give him an F, but I gave him a D. Because he tried real hard. He should at least get a participation trophy, right, for T51. But again, I did not like his game. I don't like his game going into San Antonio, and I don't see him making any strides the way he's playing right now to make it into Augusta. But you know what? Anything can happen. And he's a good player. Sometimes I just think, as Johnny points out a lot, he just doesn't have the desire really to win so much anymore, making all of his money doing other things. And that's okay. Hey, you get comfortable with your station in life, and you're set for life financially. You know, I get it. Not everybody has the Tiger Woods killer instinct that we think like Scotty does and Rory does sometimes, but whatever. I still like Ricky. I just think he's on his way to the John Daly starter kit for sure. All right, boys and girls, let's get into a little bit of Johnny's winning picks as we come back from our final break of the show. Get into who Johnny picked, how they did, and which 2 tickets he cashed in. 2 tickets. And we'll talk about my close call and then my miserable other 2 failures on my picks for the Houston Open this past week. I am IndyCarTim. This is From the Rough without PGA of America member Johnny Gerber. We'll be back to talk about all of that and more right after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I am IndyCarTim, and Johnny is on golf assignment this week, as he sometimes is on the Recap Mondays, but you got me, and we're having fun talking about Minwoo Lee's big win at the Houston Open, and a lot of people cashed in at Johnny's urging on a big winner as we roll here into some of our picks and predictions. You know, I always like to go over mine first because mine are just the dumb ones. That's why I call them dartboard picks. And look, I will go over these with great uncertainty here, as yes, I came oh so close on my winner. And look, I don't often pick favorites. That's one of Johnny's rules. You don't pick favorites because they have no value. If you pick Scotty Scheffler every week, as a matter of fact, we had a fan text in during our show last week during the preview on Wednesday. It said to Johnny, he said, "You're not kidding. Like, I bet," he said, he's something like he bets Scotty Scheffler every week, and as much as he won last year, he barely broke even because there's no value when you pick a 4-1 winner and he wins. It's just there's no money. So I hardly ever do that. But this week, I picked Scotty Scheffler at 4-1 as my winner because I literally could not find anything else that I liked. And I didn't want to just, sometimes I'll just throw out John Daly. Obviously, that's just a joke because John Daly doesn't play. But he is my favorite golfer. So I went ahead, and I don't have the card to show everybody, but I picked Scotty Scheffler as my winner. I had Sahith Theegala in my top 10 at plus 550. I believe he finished T67. Oops. And I'm sorry, Andrew Novak. I had you in my top 20 at plus 330, and Andrew indeed missed the cut. By the way, happy birthday to you, Andrew Novak, today on March 31st. It is his 30th birthday. Everybody go over to the X and social media and wish Andrew Novak a big time happy 30th birthday from all of us at From the Rough, and all of our great listeners at fanstreamsports.com. So that was how my card sort of went. And again, mine were for fun. Don't bet on mine. I don't even bet on mine. I just throw them up there really to make Johnny smile and laugh sometimes as he does. He gets a kick out of those sometimes. But instead, let's get into something that everybody cares about as we get into Johnny's winning picks right here on From the Rough. And Johnny will indeed be able to offer his picks for you. We will run down his picks for you real quick. His winners, he will give you a synopsis here in just a second. I just wanted to blow through it real quick. He had Minwoo Lee and Davis Thompson as his winners, both at 30-1. He also had Sahi Theegala and Maverick McNeely as his ham sandwiches. Those are long shots at 55-1. His top 10 was Aaron Two Glove Rye at plus 280 and Davis Riley at plus 650. He had Max Grazerman at plus 250 and Victor Perez at plus 375. So he cashes in on Victor Perez and he cashes in on Minwoo Lee. But the only way you're making money on these boys and girls is if you're playing every single week. And Johnny will tell you all of that. So Johnny, why don't you go ahead and tell us with your own mouth hole what on earth brought you to these winnings this week?
Hey, everybody. I want to give a little recap here on this winning week at the Texas Children's Houston Open. What a great week for us. We were telling everybody we were getting close, and you can see the results here. Very, very great week. Not only did we get a winner with Minwoo Lee, but we did cash in another ticket on Victor Perez, finishing that top 20. I mean, look what happened down the stretch with Minwoo Lee. Some of those old demons potentially were creeping in with him, having a 54-hole lead and a 36-hole lead last couple years at the Players Championship, and I think he learned from that. We talked about this a little earlier on in the day, or late day on Saturday. I thought it was a great pairing for him, being paired with Toasty and Ryan Fox. I think that little Scotty Scheffler effect, not being in that last group certainly helped him a little bit. We knew Scotty was going to make a run. And he showed it. And also on top of that, good for Gary Woodland. Gary Woodland, best finish since all his, brain surgery. I think the people in the golf news in and outs know the trials and tribulations that Gary Woodland has went through. So good for Gary Woodland finishing second. That's a winner in my book because he did not catch our winner Minwoo Lee that we did have 30-1. So great on him. Good run also with that we had Tim's favorite there, Davis Thompson. He made a run there, made a double on the 16th hole there on Saturday. I think that kind of put the air out of his sails a little bit. But still a great finish. He didn't cash in. We had him 30-1 also, but we will take that Minwoo Lee win at 30-1 and the Victor Perez plus 375 Victor Perez to finish in that top 20. So good for that. A great winning week. We're a nice little profit of a little over $2,900 for the week. That gets us way over the plus mark at plus $2,500 or $2,640 for the year if you're betting $100 a play. And again, this is so important. We talk about it every single time. Play the same system. Play every single week. No matter what dollar amount, continue to play every week, and you see just what happens. So, again, another great week. Looking forward. We're on to Valero Texas Open this week. We're going to have another great card coming to you on Wednesday. So we're gonna soak in this a little bit and maybe have a couple beers on our winnings. But certainly getting ready for the Valero Texas Open. And then next week, the following week, the big one, the Masters. Great opportunity to make some money. We've always done well on the Masters, but we'll talk a little bit more about that next week. But we're going to be focusing this week on the Valero Texas Open. So looking forward to that, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
There you go. Sorry about that little audio snafu there at the beginning of Johnny's piece. That was my fault. Hopefully you guys got to hear all of it. But yeah, so there you go. Johnny said we're going to have a couple of beers on it. I'm waiting for him to buy me a beer, I guess. I haven't got my free beer yet, but you guys that stick with John's program, you have to bet every week. And it's just a reminder, Johnny bets these picks. He's not just a talking head on TV or on the radio or whatever, giving you picks that he likes and then not doing it. He puts his hard-earned money. I say hard-earned. I'll use that term loosely with him. but he puts his money on these picks just like he tells you guys to. So you have to follow the system. You have to play it every week, whether it's $1 per bet or $100 per bet. Whatever you want to do, whatever you think you can afford, please bet wisely, though, and don't bet more than you can afford to lose. Disclaimer. So yeah, his system works, and if you're not following, you're not winning. He did not have any matchups that he liked on Saturday and Sunday, so we did not post those. When he does have matchups that he likes, you can find those on our X handles, at J Gerber PGA Pro, at IndyCarTim. Mine is right there on the screen, IndyCarTim, for those of you watching the video. If you're not watching the video, then I apologize. But, yeah, so just you got to follow along. You got to play every week, and Johnny will make you some money. And he's starting to get a little bit hot here as we roll into San Antonio. So more on Wednesday for the Valero Texas Open. We will preview that together from the FanStream Sports Studios in Dallas and talk a little bit about all of that and all things golf for you as we are enjoying this 2025 PGA Tour season. Looking for big things out of some guys that we will talk about on Wednesday, and moving, of course, into my favorite tournament of the year, the Masters, a tradition unlike any other. Yeah, I don't have the Jim Nantz suaveness that he has, so I can't really do that like he can. That's why he's Jim Nantz and I'm not. But we will be back on Wednesday with another From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, previewing the Valero Texas Open with Johnny right here on the spot. It's his show. He needs to be on it. That's all I'm saying. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.